Pick number 135 in the draft, looking to find a way to latch on with the Cowboys. Now, arguably, he's the star of stars on the Cowboys roster. Looked to as the man not only to get Dallas back into the playoffs, but a Super Bowl in the near future.
It's funny just watching that film from last year, day 2. I mean, I got 2 reps out of the whole day to the reps I get today. So it's a great improvement in the number of reps. I'm thankful. Yeah, mentally, I think as a quarterback and really pretty much at every position, the number one way to get better is just number of reps. And just me having a good bit of those this offseason, I think is going to allow me to get better at my footwork, get better at the reads, get better going through things faster and being more accurate every day.
Same situation kind of for Carson Wentz in Philly. Year 1 for him now entrenched as the Eagles starter. Now, it didn't go as well for Wentz as it did for Dak in his rookie year, but it was pretty darn good. And Wentz is ready for the challenge ahead, especially with some of the new weapons he has at wide receiver.
I mean, coming in this offseason, I realized it was a big offseason for really this offense, this whole team. For me coming in last year, a little different story. So now it's just really focusing on these guys and focusing on this playbook and how we can start building something special. It's come very kind of naturally, organically as a quarterback here. I mean, being a leader kind of goes hand in hand. So I've been looking forward to that, and I feel that's continuing to grow every day.
So while it went well for Dak and Wentz, it was not so good for the number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff. He struggled first to get on the field and then struggled when he was on the field. But new head coach Sean McVay is determined to make sure Goff gets better in year 2, and he has done wonders before. See what he did in Washington with Kirk Cousins.
I think he's done a nice job just getting better every single day. We know that anytime you're not truly live in some of these periods, it's always a little bit more difficult, but I thought he's done a nice job managing the huddle. Got in and out today, seeing some things, progressing through based on what coverages we're seeing, but we're just focused on one day at a time, and so far he's done some nice things.
Well, Bill, we always talk a lot about the transition from year 1 to year 2 for a quarterback. When Mike Shanahan was having his issues with RG3, he said, look, year 1 to year 2 is going to be the biggest thing, and it was obviously there was an injury, so it became the next year for RG3. How important is it from year 1 to year 2? How big is that jump?
The biggest jump a player makes in his entire career is between year 1 and year 2. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Mentally, he knows what to expect. Physically, he's got an off season to rest and rehabilitate and get stronger, and they do get bigger and stronger. And third, from an emotional standpoint, he knows exactly what's coming at him, and he understands now at least what's expected of him and what the other team's doing. So
yeah, that's hopefully if you have the same coaching staff.
Well,
yes.
Now, let's look at these guys. Goff is in a tough situation. He got on the field late, struggled greatly, new offense, so he's back to square one. Wentz has got new receivers, so he's got to develop chemistry with them, but it's the same coaching staff, the same offense. So he's got a big advantage there, and the return of his right tackle, which made a huge difference.
Absolutely, Lane Johnson.
And now, in Dak's case, he hit the jackpot. Mm-hmm. He's got everybody coming back from a great offense, the same coordinator, the same head coach, the same belief in the system. They're getting him ready to take a huge step in terms of being able to run the game and to manipulate defenses. His learning curve is way, way up compared to the other two.
And just hearing those comments, you could tell which ones were at year 2 and which one might have been still at year 1, because Dak and Wentz, they're talking about progress and how much they're more ready for it. And then McVay's talking about in and out of the huddle.
Right.
He's talking about in and out of the huddle, and that's where Goff is.
Just meeting Jared Goff. This is a new coaching staff that didn't have any input on drafting him. I talked to some people on that coaching staff, and they have some positive things to say about him. They said, he didn't show any flinch on tape when things were going badly around him. He showed a lot of toughness. They want to teach him when things are going badly what to do to make better decisions. Then they think that fearlessness that they saw on tape will help. They're going to install a zone blocking run game. They think that'll help Todd Gurley. They have 2 veteran offensive linemen, so they think they can put Goff in a position, but they acknowledge he has a lot to learn, and of course, starting from scratch with the new offense and new staff.
It's got to be one of the most forward thing I'm looking forward to this year is to seeing what McVay can do with Goff.
Right.
Learn a lesson from it. New quarterbacks this year, tamp it down. Take
Right.
it easy.
Well, it's interesting. As you said, Dak hit the jackpot, but the likelihood that he's going to repeat the success he had his rookie year is almost impossible because everything went right for them last year.
True.
Everything went right. So even though he may have the best scenario, he may be the one that maybe takes a little step back
Plus,
this
people
year.
have a lot of tape on him.
Exactly right. Not so